Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, grab your cocktails and get them ready because the happy hour is about to begin. One last mic check just to make sure all the audio is working. All right, let's get going. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, it's me, the Old Humble Guy, owner and operator of the Old Humble Distilling Company, here for our, is this the first live stream of 2026? I think it is. I think it is the first live stream of 2026. Let me adjust this camera down a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, I can lean on my chin here. Today, we're going to have several topics. We're going to talk about flaming cocktails. We're going to talk about our whiskey of the month, one of our 50 states of whiskeys. And we are going to talk about, well, whatever the hell else comes up. Those are the two big topics. I'm sure there's a third topic that hasn't crossed my mind yet. Maybe I'll talk about ice a little bit. Because I have talked, I have been dabbling into the realm of frozen waters. So maybe that'll be the whiskey topic that we go to. I've got a little bit of a thing in my throat. This has been a hell of a day and a hell of a week. But we'll get to it. First off, word from our sponsors, and then let's jump into it. I am not wasting any time. It is 5 after start of showtime. I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the whiskey, so we're going to full on jump in. And cheers to you, Stephanie. It's Stephanie Lake, at Stephanie Lake in numbers. Cheers to you. Welcome to the show. Let's have a word from our sponsors, which is me.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I am the Old Humble Guy, Joe Brita. This is the Old Humble Distilling Company, and you are in my tasting room, and I have to ask, have you tried my delicious whiskey? Because if not, I've got a treat for you today, because we have 4 award-winning Texas whiskeys for you to try. First off is our straight whiskey, 90% corn, 10% malted barley, aged 5 years in used bourbon barrels and bottled at 90 proof. Next to it is our special reserve. We take a portion of the straight whiskey and put it back in new barrels to age it a second time. Gives it a little bit deeper color, a little bit darker flavor, a little bit oakier, smokier finish. Third on the list is our Boomtown Bourbon, our flagship bourbon, the first bourbon we've ever made. A true Texas small batch craft bourbon made in 50-gallon batches and aged in 5-gallon barrels. Finally, our double oak rye, a true Texas rye sourced with grains from the Texas Panhandle, aged with extra oak staves to balance out that high rye flavor and give it a nice, clean, smooth finish. 4 award-winning Texas whiskeys, all available at the Old Humble Distilling Company and in finer liquor stores near you. Plus, you can go online.com, go to shop online, and you can order yourself up a bottle there in 46 states across the country. Treat yourself to something from Old Humble Distilling Company. Cheers and happy drinking.
I need to redo that video so badly. Just the red shirt and the khaki pants. I look dopey, and I've lost like 20 pounds since I've done that video. Anyway, shop online. Get yourself some Old Humble Distilling Company's whiskey. OldHumbleDistilling.com/shop online. Must be 21 to purchase. You will have to. Well, I guess you don't have to be 21 to purchase, but you do have to be 21 to receive it because you do have to sign for the box when it comes to your door. So there is that. Today is February 3rd, 2026, and we have been doing a periodic segment on the show that I just started this year. And here's the thing. I am a craft whiskey producer. I've made all of those delicious whiskeys. Our straight whiskey, our special reserve, our double oak rye, our Boomtown Bourbon. Which one's that? That was the one in the box right there. The Boomtown Bourbon. Is the little bottle there? I don't have a bottle of the Hold on. I got to turn on my lava lamp. I forgot to turn that on. That's a requirement for the show. That kind of tells me about when it's time for me to start wrapping up, because when that starts bubbling, that means we've gone about 2.5 hours. It's time to wrap it up. Anyway, I don't have a bottle of our Black Cat Ridge up there, our cast strength rye, but I make craft whiskey. And one of the things that just bores me absolutely to tears is when I go peruse other whiskey tubers out in the world, and they're talking about Evan Williams this and Wild Turkey that and Jack Daniels and Crown Royal and Buffalo Trace and more Buffalo Trace and more Jack Daniels and more Evan Williams and it's all just the same stuff. It's the same stuff, and it's dreadfully boring to me, because I like to go. I mean, why go to a place like Santa Fe, New Mexico, and just eat McDonald's? There is a cornucopia of local food that you can enjoy in a place like Santa Fe. Hell, in a place like Houston, where I'm at, here in Humble, Texas. Humble, Texas, Old Humble Distilling Company in Humble, Texas. There's a cornucopia of local food options. There's, American cuisine, Vietnamese cuisine, whatever. They're all owned by locals. They're not chain stores. You could always eat Chili's, or you could eat Chick-fil-A or whatever, and get the same generic thing that you get over and over and over and over again. Or hear me out. I don't like that shadow that's being cast. Let me move this. Maybe it's better like this. Is that better that way? Kind of puts a light underneath my hat there. That looks weird. Nope, it was better the first way. Maybe it's better like that. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Let me raise this up a little. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, this is the joys of live streaming. I'm actually producing it as we go along. You don't have to like it. It's cool. You don't have to. It's not a requirement. Just participate and enjoy the show. Enjoy the ride. You're not paying for this. It's free. There. Does that work? That works. I think that kind of helps. You do it like that. Does it give the 3D? Does it open things up a little? I think that looks fine. I like that. I can. No, I can't tolerate that. I can if I sit just like this. I think I can tolerate it. We good? I think that's good. Okay, that'll work. I'll go with that. I'm looking at my my output monitor here along with my production monitor here. So I think that's okay. I think I can deal with that. Okay. Anyway, what was I talking about? So I like going to places and finding unique homespun craft options for food, drink, all kinds of stuff. You name it. I like doing that. It makes for things that are interesting. So to that end, we have 50 states in the United States of America. These fantastic United States of America. And one of the things that the United States of America does really well is we make whiskey. And well, what I wanted to do was come up with a segment of the show that I like to call the 50 States of Whiskey. And I even made a theme song.
50 states of whiskey, 50 states of whiskey, 50 states of whiskey. Let's all have a drink.
That's the theme song to the segment that we call the 50 States of Whiskey. And this state, the first state was Alabama. This state is Arizona, Tucson, Arizona to be specific, which is, I know, a city inside of the state of Arizona. Tucson, Arizona has a little distillery called Del Back Distillery. And I bought a bottle from the Del Back Distillery. Del Back Distillery. So we're gonna find out what their what their whiskey is and what their whiskey tastes like. We open the box. Is this the dark side? Is this the dark side? Okay, hang on. I'm gonna hold you in suspense there for just 1 second while I reach over here and where is the? Is that it? Nope. I'm going to try and juice the light over here real quick. There it is. Found it. Hold on. My camera died. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. Did it fix it? Come on. Reactivate it. There we go. Give me the light, baby. All right, that's a lot better. That's good light. I'm happy with this light. Okay, on we go. So this is the bottle of whiskey from Whiskey Del Back. It is a tall, slender bottle. And the whiskey that I purchased was Sentinel of the Desert. Sentinel of the Desert. I'm going to turn on my reading lamp here because I have old eyes. Sentinel of the Desert. And there is a lot of text on this label. It says... Let's see here. It says I need to use my pocket knife. It says that's a little bit washed. Let's try and fix that just a little bit. All right. Well, now I fucked up my camera again. Hey, let's fix this one more time. All right. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. Keep screwing with the cameras. We're going to leave it as is. Thank you. Is it Stephanie? No. Yeah, Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie, for letting me know that it looks good from your end. I appreciate that. It does look a little washed out. Come on. Reactivate. Reactivate, camera. Activate. There it is. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. No, it's the wrong damn camera, or the wrong damn light. That's why. It's this light that's giving me trouble. That one. Okay. All right. This is my reading light. I have to have that light on. Okay. So the Sentinel of the Desert. There's writing on the label. That's so. It says, our profound love of the desert led us to create a spirit steeped in the traditions of the desert Southwest. Sentinel starts with a nuanced high rye bourbon mash and is finished on freshly harvested Whiskey Del Back mesquited barrel staves. Ooh, a mesquite bourbon. This is going to be fun. And here's the thing. I bought this like a month ago. I don't remember the research that I did looking this up. So this is as much discovery as it is revelation. So as much y'all are learning about it almost the same time as I am. It cost about $60, $50 to $60, somewhere in that price range. It's a moderately priced craft bourbon. It has an owl up here. There's the owl. I'm going to put a link in chat that should be, if I did this right, yeah, that should be the about page, so you can kind of look at what I'm reading. It's then filtered across mesquite charcoal from our mesquited malting process in what we call the Pima County process. The end result is a desert-infused bourbon equally at home in a cocktail or over a cube. Together, let us keep watch over this place that we love. To find out more about Sentinel of the Desert Whiskeys, Sentinel of the Desert Whiskeys, visit www.sentinelwhiskey.com. Aged no less than 2 years, distilled and aged in Ohio, finished, blended, and bottled by Whiskey Delback in Tucson, Arizona. So there you go. Oh, that was the back label. Here's the front label. It looks dope as hell. It's got the little owl on it. You get a good shot of that, Cambot. Let's see. Do I have a camera too? Happy hour, source camera. I should have a camera too. Let's see here. Camera 2. Boop. Nope. Camera 2 is camera 1. Let's see here. If I switch cameras. Let's see here. This is it. We're going to try and get a boom. There you go. That's the tight shot right there. There's the label that we're drinking off of. Let's get back to main cam. Thank you. All right, back to the main cam. That is me. That's my face. Let's turn this light off. I don't need to read nearly as much. Okay. Tall, slender bottle. Looks like the same bottle that they use for Eagle Rare or similar. I can already tell you that I don't like the bottle. But that does not affect how what I think of the whiskey. I don't like the bottle because it doesn't fit on my shelves. God damn this camera. All right, we're going to fix this one more time. Give it back. There we go. I don't know why it keeps doing that. All right. Now, I'm going to drink it neat to start with. Take one of my globe cups here. Nice. That's delightful. All right. So it's got a nice nice color to it. Nice light brown. Kind of a almost a taffy color. It's really nice. Smells delightful. Mussel Shell's in the house. Cheers, Mussel Shell. All right, let's try this. Ooh, mesquite is nice. It doesn't taste like mesquite barbecue. It's got a really strong, almost pungent flavor to it. It's really rich. It's a real rich flavor. Because it's high rye, and the high rye and mesquite play together really nicely. It's got a lot. If you like peated scotches, you'll like this. If you don't like peated scotches, you're not going to like this at all. This is one of those. This is got a lot of flavor to it. This is not a mellow, laid back cocktail whiskey. This is a flavor explosion. Wow. This tastes like a really strong cigar. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah, boy. That's the stuff right there. So my whiskey that I'll be drinking tonight is my special reserve. My special reserve on the flavor scale from 1 to 100. This is probably as far as smokiness, oakiness, tannins, all the things. My special reserve is more oaky and sweet. This is more spicy and God, it's got this drapey kind of. I want to say it's like a leathery type of coat. Oh, that's man. It's hard to describe it. I'm gonna put it over ice for my second taste. I'm gonna put it over ice, but it definitely drinks like a scotch. So there it is over the ice ball. It drinks like a a very heavily peated scotch, a very smoky type of scotch. And see, here's the thing: the only place I know to get this is online at at their website. I don't know. I've never seen this in a store locally. Come on. Come on. I've never seen this locally at a store here in Houston. So I don't know if you can actually get it in stores outside of Tucson. It is, you can definitely get it on their website to be delivered to your door. It's got a lot of stuff going on. It's got a lot of flavor. That is okay. It's not as good over ice. It's not as good It's not as good on the rocks. It's very very boring on the rocks. It was very good neat. It was a very very good. But again, you've got to like that flavor. You've got to like the boldness of the smoke. The mesquite. Mesquite is a very, very pungent wood. It's a very strong flavored wood. The smoke is very strong. The rye is very strong. All of that stuff comes out boldly. And you got to like that bold flavor. If you don't like that bold flavor, you are not going to like this whiskey. Fair warning. I rank it really high. I like the flavor explosion. My mouth is watering. I like the flavor explosion. I like everything about this. Neat. I love it. Neat. I like everything about this. Neat. I wouldn't drink it on the rocks. That is a neat sipper, not a rocks sipper. I would definitely put this. Well, it's in my top 5, but because I've only done two states so far. But this is a good one. This is a good one. I like that. Well done, Whiskey Del Bach. Well done. So it's smoky type of peat. Who dat? Okay. Let's do a couple of, let's go through a few of the comments. I usually save the comments till the end, but because I was talking about this whiskey, let's go ahead and knock the comments out now. The comments that we have, rather. We'll go ahead and knock those out. So what do we got? We got that. Muscle Shell remembers. Still is Muscle. Do I owe you a tester bottle? I had no idea I owe you a tester bottle. You'll have to get on my emails and give me some more information because I don't remember. I do owe Paul Dudencat a box. He won a raffle a few weeks back. At the end of January, the beginning of January, he won a raffle a few months back, weeks back. So I got to get on that. William Hall is in the house. Cheers, brother. Vanessa Kitty's in the house. Cheers, madam. Oh snap! We need a wristwatch. Oh, yep, the wristwatch check. Top Shelf Dustin. This is my swag watch. It is a black metal watch. It is fancy looking, but it is about $11. I think I got it in a $15 set that came with a. It might have come with a overnight bag. You know, one of those. I got it at Walmart. This is a $10 Walmart watch. That is a $10 Walmart watch. I am a person of a certain age, and I appreciate wristwatches. I know my phone has a clock on it. I actually wore a pocket watch, and I still have a pocket watch, I believe, here in my desk. Yep. I am a watch guy. I like watches. Now, that's by far not the coolest watch I have. The coolest watch I have is this one, another black watch with the black stainless wristband. But this one, I don't know if you can see this. Nope, you can't. Let me see if I can do this better. This one is by a watch company. Can you see that? You can't see that. There. You see the name of the watch company? The watch company name is Breda. It is a European watch company from the Netherlands, and it is the same name as me. So that's why I got the watch. I thought it was really cool to have my name on a watch. But again, $20 watch. I like nice watches, but I don't like spending a lot of money on watches because I am really hard on my watches. I will break the crystal. They'll get wet. They'll quit working. The crystal will break. All kinds of things I'm just really hard on my watches. And if you look at this one's band, you can see, look at that. It just wears out. That all the enameling wears off of it. Like I'm hard on my watches. It's hard for me to justify spending more than 20 or 30 bucks on a watch. I have owned watches that will cost more than $100, but the leather wristbands wear out too soon. The watch itself wears out too soon. The battery I've learned that if you get a cheap watch and the battery dies, you just buy a new watch. Then you're in pretty good shape there. You just buy a new damn watch. No big deal. And Walmart has watches that look fancy enough. They look nice enough. I go into jewelry stores and I look at the watches. I ogle them. I'm like, that's so nice. Can I just put that one on, please? I just want to wear it and see what a $500 watch feels like. Oddly enough, a $500 watch feels a lot like a $12 watch. And it tells time about as well. You just don't feel quite so bad when it quits telling time. What's this one? So it's smoky type. Yeah, that absolutely. That whiskey, because they filter it over mesquite. That mesquite has a really, how do you describe them? The smoke coming from mesquite wood is almost dank isn't the word for it, but it's just such a like we do mesquite brisket here but mesquite brisket and hickory brisket are vastly different. The mesquite brisket gives you this almost, I don't want to say inhospitable, but it's like rugged. It's a rugged flavor. You know what I mean? It tastes like you're on the edge of civilization, on the edge of the civilized frontier. I don't know how better to describe it, because there's camping, and then there's outback camping, backpacking through the national wildernesses type of thing. But then there's that different type of, it's not exactly camping. It's like you're in between two places, and you're not exactly in a civilized area. Even if it's wilderness backpacking, you're still, it's an inhospitable, hostile environment, but there's a national park like right there. There's rangers, there's people looking after you, but mesquite gives the flavor of you're on your own. That's the sense that I get when I taste mesquite. It's this. It's not. It's not oily so much as it's not really greasy. It's it's crusty. You know, that's not the right word for it. It's it tastes like it tastes like okay, when you cooked sausage on your skillet and you scrape all the little bits of sausage off and you put a little red wine, just a little red wine to bring it up a little bit, and you scrape it a little bit more, and you put a little olive oil, and you scrape a little more, and you put a little bit more red wine to give it a little bit more flavor. It tastes like that. That's, to me, almost burnt flavored. It's not burnt. It's the crispy bits that are left behind on the skillet. That's what mesquite reminds me of when I taste mesquite grilled or mesquite smoked brisket. And that's really the kind of flavor that you get through that. It's this thick, rich, not exactly dank, because dank is a specific type of weedy type of flavor. But it has this depth and breadth of just richness to it that you don't get from oak. It's a mesquite smoke, and it's entirely different than I would like. Seriously, you don't have to take my word for it. Go to Whiskey Delback and get a bottle sent to your house, and go to Old Humble Distilling Company, get a bottle sent to your house too. Like, this is our special reserve. It's very oaky, very smoky. Oak has this flavor that's kind of up here, and mesquite has this flavor that's kind of like down here. You know, it's mesquite. This is oaky. This is mesquite-y. And that, I don't know how better to describe it. I don't like the stupid whiskey tasting notes of, you know, tanniny. Nobody knows what a tannin is. Nobody knows what grassy means. You've never eaten grass. You don't know. But mesquite has a very unique flavor to it, and they did really well with it. The high rye and the mesquite smoke balance out really well, and I'm super duper excited that I stumbled across that whiskey. The next state, are we through the A's? Arkansas, I think, is next. So the next state's going to be Arkansas, and I don't know if Arkansas has anything that matches up to that. We're going to find out, though. We're going to find out. Cheers to you guys. Thanks for coming to visit. I really do appreciate it. I really, really, really do. Consider a super chat. Consider memberships. Blah, 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 blah. So now we go on to the next segment of the show. Are we? What time is it? Are we there yet? It's about 11 o'clock, so it's about 30 minutes in. Let me see what the next comment was. You'd be shocked how tough those higher end watches are, but I get it. Yeah, I see. I'm not really shocked, but I'm really hard on the leather bands. They wear out. The enamels wear out. I work outside, especially in the summertime. I'm just hard on watches, and I bump into my tables, bump into stuff. I crack these crystals all the time, and I know that they're really sturdy, but I also have zero guilt about destroying a $13 watch. So if I lose it, because I'll take it off when I'm filtering, moving barrels around or filtering whiskey, I'll take it off and set it down, and then I'll lose it for a week. I have zero guilt losing a $13 watch. Zero guilt. And I'll just go get another watch. So it looks nice. I'll keep it. All right. Now we go on to the next segment. Actually, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to do a quick commercial. Can I do a commercial? Do I have commercials? I need to do more commercials. It's been 30 minutes. Give me a 2-minute intermission. I'm going to go run and grab a drink of water. See, I didn't go, well, I didn't just go pee. I actually did get water too. But I figured, since I was up and out, I might as well take the opportunity. So I did. I took the opportunity. I want to nudge this up just a little bit. No, I don't want my floating head. Nudge it down just a little bit. Okay, we're good. That'll be fine. I wanted to have I need to move that sign down about an inch, I guess. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go on to the next segment where we talk about the topic of the day. And as if you saw the title of the live stream, it's flaming cocktails. We're going to talk about flaming cocktails. So flaming cocktails. Let's talk about flaming cocktails. So flaming cocktails have been a thing ever since the Greeks. The Greeks had liquid fire. That was a thing that they literally threw at their enemies. But that's not a drinkable cocktail. We're talking about flaming Dr. Peppers, the Kahlua Mais that we had at the Polynesian themed restaurant on our honeymoon. We're talking about flaming 151s. We're talking about those types of cocktails, not the Greek fire where they would toss them onto the boats and the Greek or spray it out of a cannon and burn the boats up. That's not really the cocktail that we're talking about. But there is a really famous flaming cocktail that we'll get to in a minute as soon as the censors quit listening. So, but the most important, like here's how it works though. This is a 90 proof whiskey. A 90 proof whiskey will, I don't have a lighter, which is probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing because if I did have a lighter, I was probably going to do something dumb, which is light this on fire. I know my whiskey will light on fire. I've done it in the distillery. To demonstrate to people. My 120 proof cast strength rye lights on fire. My 90 proof whiskey lights on fire. This may not because it's on the rocks. Oh, that's dope as hell. I don't know. Y'all can't see this on camera, but I can actually see the whiskey interacting with the ice on the side of the glass. That is dope. And yes, I am a 50-year-old man who says dope as hell. Get over it. Just get over it. Anyway, this is really wicked. I also say wicked. Get over it. And we will talk about ice and what it does to whiskey in an upcoming show because I am going to do a couple of episodes on ice. Not those guys. This stuff. That stuff. The good kind of ice. The ice that's invited into your home and has a legal is legally allowed to be there because it has been invited. Anyway, but back to the flaming cocktails. The whole point of the flaming cocktail is to have a show. Usually there is a normal alcohol in the body of the cocktail. And then there's a float on top of the cocktail of a high proof, like rum 151 or Everclear, or even just a float of an 80 proof. Because 80 proof liquor will light on fire. It doesn't like to all the time, but it will if you hit it with the right amount. Because what happens is it'll heat up when you hit it with the a lighter. It'll heat up, and then the alcohol that evaporates that aspirates out will then light on fire. So what you're lighting is the vapors above it, not so much the alcohol in it. But if you give it a high proof float like a flaming Dr. Pepper, which is actually usually Coke, not always Dr. Pepper, but it's Coke with a shot of usually 151, but sometimes it can be high proof liquor. You just drop it in there, and then the liquor floats on top. Hit it with the, or you light the shot glass, drop it into the pint glass, and then the flames are on top, and then you chug it down, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's hilarious!" But you just basically just drank a shot and a Coke. Yeah. And you paid $19, $20 for it because it was a flaming drink. And it was funny, and it was cool, and it was awesome. But here's the other thing about it. You can also take the whiskey, put it in your mouth, and then go and just spray it out. And what happens then is there's enough It's like when gasoline goes through the carburetor. There's enough aeration in the droplets that get sprayed out that you can then light, and there's enough air to fuel ratio, a high enough air to fuel ratio that the air will it'll combust. You want to make sure you don't have any dry facial hairs. You want to wipe your face with a wet rag before you do that, so that the whiskey doesn't come back to you, the alcohol doesn't come back to you and burn you. I know this because I have sideshow performer friends who have taught me how to do this, and I am also crazy enough to have tried it myself. So there. Okay, I think the sensors are all gone. Let's talk about Molotov cocktails. Molotov cocktail. Molotov cocktails got their names in World War II. They predate World War II, going all the way back to the Greeks, where they had flaming, as far back as they had vessels which would shatter and fuel that would light. So you could go all the way back. Predates the Greeks. The Greeks had Greek fire, but before them, the Egyptians had alcohol and clay pots. And yes, they could light the alcohol in a clay pot. It was like a hand grenade. They would light a wick on the clay pot. The clay pot was full of alcohol. They would take the alcohol and chuck it. They go from the ramparts of fortifications, where they would take hot tar, boiling tar, hot alcohol, hot water, hot sand, and like they would take sand, pour it into a clay pot, heat up the clay pot, and then chuck the clay pot, on a catapulty type of thing. Chuck the clay pot at people, it would hit, and the hot sand would be on there, and it would the sand would just stick to them and burn. Not quite, it wasn't hot enough to be like lava, but the sand would burn them, and especially if it got inside the clothes or inside the armor and into the seams, they would be, the opponents would be wrecked. It would be a very bad day. There was hot sand, hot tar, hot water, hot oil, but especially when it came to alcohol, because the Egyptians, the Middle East civilizations between Egypt and Mesopotamia, they developed the original methodology to make alcohol. That's why it's called alcohol. It's originally an Arabic term. An alembic distillery, an alembic still was used to make alcohol, and originally it was used to make like eyeliner and makeups and things like that. But eventually they learned that if you take a low alcohol, a low volume of alcohol in something like wine, boil off the alcohol, condense the alcohol, you could get a high density alcohol. That's the whole point of the distillation process. So they were probably the first ones to have actual flaming cocktails that eventually would be called Molotov cocktails. Over time, it developed from not just flaming alcohol, but flaming kerosene, flaming oil. Gasoline, kerosene, oil were very, very popular because gasoline, kerosene, and oil are sticky. Kerosene and oil, especially when you get oil on fire and the oil, the vessel cracks and the oil will spread out and stick to the surface. And then the oil would burn and the whole surface would catch on fire. The whole object would catch fire, the person, whatever it was. If you threw it on the ground would just spray on the ground. Alcohol has a fairly low, flame, a low flame, incendiary temperature. Oil has a fairly high incendiary temperature. So oil would sit there and just burn and burn and burn and burn, and it would be extremely hot, extremely intense, and over a wide area. Alcohol would hit, spread, light on fire, and just eventually go out fairly quickly. But it's also very viscous, non-viscous, viscous. It's very watery, so it would just spread out as far as it could go. Okay, so where does the term Molotov cocktail come from? That is a great question. Glad you asked. Happy to tell you. Molotov was the name of the Soviet foreign minister during the 1930s. He was the dude, Molotov-Ribbentrop, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact that partitioned Poland prior to World War II. And that was the basically the ceasefire defense pact handshake understanding that would the Soviet Union, or the Russians at the time, but eventually the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany would not fight each other, but would also agree to a partition of Poland should it come to that. And then Germany attacked Poland, and Russia said, "Oh shit!" and they jumped in, and that's how they ended up sharing a border, because they ate Poland. Molotov also started dropping bombs on Finland. Finland didn't like this. They did not appreciate it, but they were dropping bombs in bread basket and food baskets. They were dropping bombs disguised as food. So those became known as Molotov's bread baskets. Molotov's bread baskets were being dropped on Finland, and Finland's response was to send them a cocktail to go with the bread basket. So thank you for the bread basket. Here is a cocktail. So Molotov's cocktail became the familiar term for the incendiary devices that the Finns were sending back to the Russians. They were the breakable bottles filled with incendiary fluid. Most often it was kerosene and a little bit of water to thin out the kerosene so that the kerosene would spread. But in modern days, it has been alcohol, gasoline, kerosene, oil of all sorts, from olive oil to fuel oil. Any kind of oil will burn. So whatever oil it was that they needed to use, they would use. Hell, even peanut oil can be used as diesel fuel if you treat it properly. But even today, in places like Ukraine, civilians are being taught how to use Molotov cocktails, and they're very effective at thwarting occupying forces. Hostile occupying forces don't tend to like it when you have Molotov cocktails thrown at them. They like cocktails. They like to drink beer. They like to drink vodka martinis. They like to drink whiskey sours, whiskey neat, whiskey with ice. But hey, if you want to toss them a cocktail, that's the wrong thing to do. We don't advocate violence at the Old Humble Distilling Company. That would be inappropriate. But we do like cocktails. Cocktails are good. Cocktails are what you share with your friends. And the only cocktail that you throw to a friend, that's not true, because you can also toss a ready to drink cocktail, one of those buzz bombs, because it's in a little ball. You just toss one of those to a buddy. One of the ready to drink, like whiskey cokes, whiskey sours, a ready to drink set like that. And, usually they come in cans. Molotov cocktails, you probably shouldn't toss it to a friend. One, it's on fire. You don't want to do that because it's probably hot. And when they grab it with their bare hand, there's a chance that'll burn their hand, and then they'll be startled and they'll drop it. And when they drop it, the bottle will break, and then that's bad. That's how bad things happen. You don't want bad things to happen to good people. So don't toss one of these to your friends, is what I'm trying to say. Don't toss one to your friends. We know the history of it. It's usually tossed between enemies. And that's not the type of cocktails that we advocate at the Old Humble Distilling Company. At the Old Humble Distilling Company, we want cocktails to be shared among friends. We have long tables and deep cups, and we like to share cocktails among friends. So get your future friends together and have some cocktails together and explore the world of cocktails. Even flaming cocktails like a flaming Dr. Pepper or the Ocean of Fire cocktail, which is a whiskey sour with a dab of blue curacao. So it's a blue whiskey sour, and then it has a high proof floater like Everclear or even Rum 151, Bacardi 151. I can use the brand name, I guess. And you get that floater. Hell, you can even use a floater of 90 to 100 proof whiskey. Use just a little floater on top, light it, and it's the Ocean of Fire. It tastes like a whiskey sour. It really does. It's not surprising what it tastes like. But you're also going to want to put that out before you drink it. Just saying. And we are at the end of the segment of the show that I like to call Let's Talk About It. I need to shorten that up a little bit. We should have one that's just Let's Talk About It, and that's it for the end of the segment. And now I'm going to do I need to do a quick intermission? Yeah, what I'm going to do is a quick intermission, change the camera setup, and then we're going to go to chat. And this is the next segment of the show is the show that lasts as long as it goes. I'm going to go through chat. We're going to hit the topics, and I'm going to talk about whatever it is y'all want to talk about, and we're just going to keep going until I run out of chat. It is currently 11:22. We'll see how quickly we get through. I'm not sure. Where was the last chat that we did? If I look back, barbecue rub. There's this one. I think I'm probably about 30 minutes behind. There's 11:04. All right, we'll deal with it when we get there. I'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, whoa. Nope, wrong camera. That was the wrong camera. Oh, what the hell that is. What is this? What was I thinking? What are the sources on this? Twidget logo, camera 2, title screen. Is that this camera? No, it's the big camera. Hey, maybe it's what I wanted it to be. Does the Twidget work? Oh, yeah, there's that. Let's set camera 2 up where it needs to go. Maybe I like this. Transformation, fit to screen, boom. Okay. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Yep. Nope. Yep. There we go. And this is the set, like I had this labeled in my camera setups as open forum. I look awfully pale. Anyway, so I can barely read the chat's over here on the big screen on the my outboard monitor. But I'm just gonna go until we run out. That is William Hall's comment. I remember seeing that comment. That one is from 10:48. So I know we had a couple comments past that. Vanessa Kitty was in the house. Cheers, Vanessa Kitty. Oh, so here's what we're gonna do. I forgot to mention this with the whiskey giveaway, because I did say there will be a whiskey giveaway. I have the Wheel of Doom and Glory. Everyone who got into chat, everyone who gets into chat goes on the Wheel of Doom and Glory. Let me find my wheel of names. Wheel of Doom and Glory. Where is my wheel of names? All bookmarks? Wheel of names. Anyway, everyone who comes into chat gets onto the Wheel of Names. So I need to update the Wheel of Names real quick to have all of the people that I know have come into chat. So we'll go back to the beginning with Stephanie, who was the first person to come in on the Wheel of Chat, or the Wheel of Names. She was cool before it was cool to be cool. But this will also give y'all a chance to load up some topics. Stephanie Lake 8196. All right, so screen names go into the Wheel of Chat. That's just and then we get 2 spins on the Wheel of Doom and Glory. The first spin is Doom. The second spin is Glory. The first spin, your name comes off the wheel. The second spin, you win a bottle of whiskey. And you can improve your odds of winning by super chatting. Every dollar of super chat gets you on the wheel again. Top Shelf, Dustin. Wyatt Earp in Kentucky. I have an A in there. There's no A in Wyatt Earp KY. Cheers. I don't think I've ever seen your name in chat before, brother. Welcome to the party. Wyatt Earp, Top Shelf, Wyatt Earp, Stephanie, Top Shelf, Stephanie, Top Shelf, Stephanie, Top Shelf. Okay, cool. Okay, so that is the Wheel of Doom and Glory where we are right now. And if you go, like, where's my, do I have the Wheel of Doom and Glory here? I don't. I'm going to add that to this open forum. Isn't it cool? Nope, that's the browser for the Twidget. We're going to go with I think it's the web page. Screen, media source, display capture. Nope. It's in here somewhere. I already have it somewhere, I'm sure. Window. Wheel of names. There it is. There it is. So that's what it looks like. The Wheel of Doom and Glory will be spun. There's all the names. I'm going to crop it. Whoops. Oops. What did I do? Uh-oh. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Wheel of names, go away. Okay, fix my screen here. Transform. Fit screen. There we go. Make it bigger. Make it bigger. Make it bigger. All right. Isn't this cool seeing like live production as I'm producing the show? Like producing it live. Like if I had a team, they could do this shit. But I don't have a team. It's just me. I don't have a production team. All right. The Wheel of Names. Let's show the Wheel of Names again. All right. So I'm going to crop this. At least try to crop it. Will this work? There it is. Now I've cropped the Wheel of Names. I can crop all kinds of stuff. Woo! All right, so when it comes time, yes, you can improve your odds of winning by Super Chats. Super Chats, every dollar of Super Chat gets you another entry on the Wheel of Names. Come on. So if you want to improve your odds of winning, you get your name on the Wheel of Doom and Glory at least twice, but everyone who participates gets on the Wheel of Doom and Glory once. So that's all the names of people that I've seen in chat so far. If your name is not there and you did participate in chat, then get on the wheel. Get into chat. Get into the Wheel of Doom and Glory and do the thing that you need to do. We'll spin that when chat dies down and we need to move on to me going to bed. On to more of the Twidgets. All right, where are we at? Okay, I remember seeing that from Wyatt Earp in Kentucky. Yes. You were shocked how tough those high-end watches can be. Okay. I remember that. My tag watches. I remember those. I am familiar with the brand. Tag Heuer, isn't it? I'm going to make that a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. It's the same company, right? Tag Heuer. They're the same company, right? I mean, maybe I'm showing my age. Maybe that's not a thing. Maybe it is. I don't remember. Move to the front. Can I move that up? Add source, enable, lock, scale, move to order. Move up. There it is. Okay, that's what I want to see. All right, we're in. I think I'm satisfied with this. I think I'm good. All right, let's go. Let's go. Delbach is a relatively popular brand. They're fairly okay. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen Delbach in Houston. So cool. If it's a popular brand, good for them. Good for them. Good for them. Civilized Frontier damp forest flavor. Funny. Not so much, well, maybe damp. Damp forest flavor? Is it a damp forest flavor? I wouldn't go with a damp. It doesn't. When I think of mesquite, it's not damp forest, it's dry forest. It's okay. When I think of mesquite, I'm thinking of harsh central Texas. When I picture a mesquite tree, it's a low, squat, sturdy. It has thorns that are like this bit long. It is a very prickly, unapproachable. When I think of mesquite smoked brisket, it is okay. So what I'm picturing in my head is like a really greasy. This is a terrible description. God, I'm picturing like a really greasy, like axle hub, ball bearing that goes on the hub of your axle. I'm picturing like all that, like this caked on, like coating of this rind around a really well smoked hunk of beef. That's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing this, and that's it's kind of got layers that goes down to the actual meat. That's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing just layer after layer after layer of barbecue sauce and rub and sauce and rub. Like the mesquite has so much flavor to it that you have to put that much flavor onto the surface of your meat to counteract the mesquite flavor. That's what I'm picturing. And oily isn't the right word for it. Greasy isn't the right word for it. It's just the flavor is rich and drapey and thick in an oily type of greasy way, but not like oily, greasy flavor. It's just this thick flavor that just sticks to all of your taste buds. It clings to everything. That's what I picture when I think of mesquite. That it's just in there and it's all over everything. Because it's just that rich it's that rich and thick of a flavor. And hey, this whiskey did not disappoint. Distilled in Ohio, aged and finished in Tucson, Arizona. It was a very well done bourbon. Yeah, it's a bourbon in the Pima County process. Anyway, on to the next chat. Barbecue rub and burned wood. But what? That just kind of trailed off there. But what? God, I am exhausted. It just hit me. I've been up since like 3 a.m. What is it? Midnight? It's almost midnight. I'm going to for sure go till midnight. Y'all can keep me around as long as you want. I'm happy to stick around. Think I'll stay with the oak flavor by choice. That is not a bad idea. Especially, like I said, if you don't like heavily peated scotch, you're not gonna like this whiskey. If you do like heavily peated scotch, you're gonna love this whiskey. This whiskey, in my personal opinion, which is correct, tasted better neat than it did on the rocks, because the rocks just diluted all the flavor out. I mean, it lost its character with the ice, in my opinion, which is correct. Stephanie's hi. Hi, Stephanie. This is Stephanie's first time too. Wyatt Earp and Stephanie's first time. I got 2 first timers tonight. And here's the thing. I don't really do this live stream to the audiences of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I like having people here. I like having someone to talk to. I do my live streams during the day when I'm bottling up the whiskey and all the stuff. This started as like literally talking into the void during the pandemic. I'm in the pandemic studio of the Old Humble Distilling Company, which is basically my front office, my home office here at the house. We started doing this live stream from our back porch in front of our fire pit. Me and my lovely wife, just chilling out on the back porch, having a couple of drinks, talking about our travels. That's how this thing started. 254 episodes later, I'm talking to strangers all across the country, and I'm loving it. I thoroughly enjoy this. I thoroughly enjoy doing it. We get 100 or so views on our live streams, and I'm happy for it. I thoroughly enjoy it. No topic is off the table. I talk about religion. I talk about politics. I'm an ordained minister. I'm an elder in my church. I have no problem talking about religion. I have no problem talking about politics. I have no problem talking about math and science and history. I have no problem talking about whiskey. I have no problem talking about systems in general. And by systems in general, I mean like either mechanical systems or business systems, political systems. They're all interrelated somehow. They're all not necessarily with each other, but they're absolutely all related. And they're all similar to each other too. There's a reservoir of raw material that gets fed into a processing system that then gets fed into some kind of output system. And it's much more easily to visualize when it's like plumbing, because you have your reservoir of water, your pipes that transmit things, and then your output, which is your faucets. And if you have more faucets than you do transmission lines, then you have a problem. Generally speaking, hang on one second. I'm having a technical difficulty. One moment. Something is giving me a problem, and I have to fix that problem real quick. There we go. Problem solved. All right. But yeah, I am educated enough to know a little bit about a lot of things, and humble enough to know when I've reached my limit. And as Top Shelf Dustin will attest, when I am proven wrong, I will own up to it and admit to it. Hell, we had that conversation a couple of months back when Dustin said that the average age of getting married is moved up to 30. I'm like, there's no way it's 30. That is horse shit. Check that stat. And we checked the stat, and fucking hell, I was so wrong. It is absolutely up to 30. I thought it was still like 26. It is definitely 30. I was unfamiliar with the latest statistics. So, and I admitted it live in living color. So, hey, whatever topic, if I've read about it, I'll talk about it. If I haven't read about it, if I don't know anything about it, I will say as much. So there you go. That said, let's move on to the next chats. Next. People in Boston say wicked. I am not a people in Boston. I'm a people in Humble, Texas. People in Humble also say wicked. Speaking of wicked, that's a terrible fucking movie. There, I said it. It's a horrible, horrible movie. 2 parts that could have been squeezed. 2 parts that are at least 2 hours each that could have been easily squeezed into a 90-minute movie. Hell, probably could have been squeezed into a 1-hour movie. Absolutely fucking dreadful. Ugh. The same movie as Maleficent, the same movie as Cruella, the same movie as Joker, the same. It's just the same fucking tired movie that they keep doing over and over and over and over again. I'm so tired of these uh, uh, villain origin stories where they're not really bad people, they're just misunderstood and they're just trying to express themselves. They were bullied and picked on. So fuck that. Fuck that. Enough. So tired of that shit. You know what we did when I was a kid when we got picked on? We learned karate. We learned how to punch a guy in the nose. That's what you did. It built self-confidence, it built self-esteem, it built that thing inside you. And I get it. You don't want to teach violence to kids, but this is an unpopular opinion, but sometimes violence does solve problems. You know? Sometimes it does. Sometimes nonviolence is the path to go. Nonviolent resistance is the path to take. Sometimes. But sometimes violent resistance is the path to go. You know, I'm not of the camp where you hug people who are sicking dogs on you. I'm not of the camp where you hug people who are occupying and subjugating people. You know, that's not, we didn't win World War II with flowers and hugs. We won the peace following World War II with flowers and hugs and John Deere tractors and Walkmans and all kinds of other cool stuff. We won the peace following World War II with Coca-Cola and blue jeans. Hell, arguably we won the Cold War with Coca-Cola and blue jeans, Pepsi and blue jeans. But you know, sometimes, I mean, that was the message of Karate Kid, Back to the Future, Men in Black, Pretty in Pink. I mean, there were so many movies from our youth where the literal message was punch the bully in the nose. Just do that. You'll be good. I mean, Marty McFly's future was rewritten because George punched Biff in the nose. The Empire was defeated by the rebels because Luke killed Darth Vader. Darth Vader was pulled back to the light. The peace was saved. Darth Vader's, Anakin's soul was saved. So if you want to go that route, because of Luke's love. Poorly played. I mean, he had an affection for his father that he never knew. I know there's light inside of you still. He didn't know that, dude. His entire interaction with Darth Vader was Darth Vader chopping his hand off. His entire interaction with Darth Vader was watching Darth Vader kill Obi-Wan Kenobi and then getting in a lightsaber fight with Darth Vader and having his hand chopped off. And then Darth Vader trying to kill him and standing by watching the Emperor shock him with electricity. That was his entire interaction with Darth Vader. And he's like, oh, I still believe there's good inside of you. He didn't know who this dude was. His entire interaction was 30 minutes. 45, maybe tops. Maybe tops. 45 minutes. And he thought they were still good in Anakin Skywalker. Luke was a ding-dong. And he didn't say, well, in not Empire Strikes Back, in Return of the Jedi, he did turn off his lightsaber and he went the non-violence route. But he got the shit zapped out of him by the Emperor. And that cost Darth Vader his life. That cost him Anakin's life because Darth Vader grabbed the Emperor, tossed him into the energy shaft, should have killed the Emperor. Disney, you fucked up that whole story. Should have killed him. Did kill him for those of us who are old school people. But Yeah, they had to retcon that and bring him back, which was dumb. God, that was such a terrible story arc. The third trilogy was awful. The absolute worst set of movies I think that I've ever seen in a franchise, in a set of franchises that I've loved since I was a kid. Of all the franchises that I've seen, that was the worst set of 3 movies. And the thing is, it started off with so much promise. That first episode was really great. And then the second one was mediocre. And the third one was just slop. Narrative slop. The third trilogy made the first trilogy, the first 3 episodes, episodes 1, 2, and 3, look good. And the episodes 1, 2, and 3 were trash. It's a sappy, gross love story. An angsty teenager who was just like, I hate you. You were supposed to be my brother. Like, bitch, come on. Anyway, I love Star Wars. You can't see it, but over there I have a TIE fighter. Not a TIE fighter, an X-Wing. Poe's X-Wing, to be exact. I'm also a big fan of Firefly. So if y'all want to bribe me, you can get me some Firefly merch. Yeah, that's how I can be bribed. Anyway, on to more chat. Are we almost done with chat? Seriously? We are almost done. The Brits say wicked too? Hey, wicked. Oh, that's going to be so wicked. I can see that. They don't pronounce their middle consonants though. Like there's a lot of, like I've noticed that among Americans too. They don't pronounce their middle consonants as much as the Brits or as much as normal people. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. I'm feeling my, I could stop talking for 5 minutes, close my eyes and fall asleep. It's coming to the end of the line, guys. Good point. Mostly 50. Justin has my back. Dustin. I said Justin. Damn, I'm so fucking tired. You've never said dope? How are you even alive if you've never said dope? God. That's awful. Okay, it's 11:50. I'm going to wrap this up in 10 minutes because I'm exhausted. It has been a day. Here's what's been going on today. I've been trying to chase down a variance in our reporting from our distributor. Our distributor says that we have our distributor says we have 5 cases of a particular whiskey on hand. But if you add up the number of orders, we have -5 cases. -5 cases. How do you have -5 cases on hand? You don't. Reports are fucked. We're fucked. They've got $6,000 worth of orders sitting there that I'm not getting money for. And it's pissing me off. It's beginning to piss me off a lot. Bluebell, the best ice cream in the country. Bluebell, the best ice cream in the country. Oh. Zen. Bring me zen. Bring me balance. Bring me balance. I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow, Thursday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow and or Thursday from the distillery bottling up whiskey. Hit the like and subscribe button and the little bell thing that YouTubers tell you you're supposed to do so that you can... How's that? Better? Oh, that's awful. I'm trying to dial in the lighting. Is that better? A little bit better. Is that better? Better. 1 or 2? 2? 1. That's good. That's good right there. I don't need the blue filter. Maybe the softer filter. So I need to get the LED lights all of the funds. So this is a monetized channel. This channel is monetized. All the funds that I get from this channel go back to the channel. So whether it's microphones or lights or cameras or the computer or whatever, every dime that I get from the monetization of this channel goes back to the channel. Editing suites, all kinds of cool stuff. That actually, that works perfect. I'm very satisfied with that. Make it a little bit brighter, maybe? A little bit brighter? That's better. I like that. I don't like that shadow. Not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. But not sure what could be done about that. Let's see. What's this? People in Boston say wicked. What's this? Never said dope. Okay, we're caught up on chat. So I'm gonna keep playing with this. Maybe I need to move that button. Maybe I do that. Maybe this box with that Boomtown bourbon and this bottle goes there, like so. You get my award, my mug. That's the award. This whiskey can go here. This mug can go there. Like that. Does that work? Is that a good display? That looks good. It's not so shadowy. Huh. It's still. Yeah, that helped. Ah, okay, that's good. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's good. Ah, yeah, that's the stuff right there, baby. No, that has to go over there. Okay. Okay, we good? We good? That's good. No shadows. No nothing. That looks good. Okay. +1 in chat if you like that. Anyway, okay, so time to spin the wheel of doom and glory. Let's do it. There's only a handful of names on it. Because there was only a handful of people in it. But hey, you folks are the people who make the channel run. So let's bring up the screen. Wheel of doom and glory. Spin once for doom. Spinning for doom. Spinning for doom. Spinning for doom. Spinning for doom. We got 5 minutes left. Stephanie, you got doomed. And it's your first time here. That makes me sad. It legitimately makes me sad, but I am not that sad. Next spin is for glory. Dozer, you are late. Oh, no. You know what we're going to do? We're going to spin it again. I'm going to add Stephanie back in, and I'm going to put Dozer in. You just got in just in time. Stephanie. Lake. And Dozer. I don't think I've seen you here before. You're a brand new person. Welcome to the party, 9003. No, I take that back. I think I have seen you here before. Either way, you're now on the wheel of doom and glory. So the way the wheel of doom and glory works, we spin it once for doom and once for glory. We spin it once and take your name off, and then spin it a second time, and that is the winner of a bottle of our delicious whiskeys. Where are they at? Over here. Our delicious whiskeys. One of these bottles, not one of those bottles. Those are display bottles. One of the bottles out of our inventory. I will be doing a live stream tomorrow and or Thursday, bottling up whiskey in the distillery at some point during the day. So you got to hit the notification bell and subscribe and do all the things that YouTubers tell you you're supposed to do, like, subscribe, notification bell, all that shit. That way, when I decide to go live, at the random times that I decide to go live because I'm bottling up whiskey, I've got to bottle up like 5 to 10 cases of everything that we have. So, like, subscribe, join us on the live stream. And because the afternoon ones is literally a live stream of consciousness coming out of my mouth and out of my brain as I bottle up whiskey. I talk about whatever is on my mind. You want to talk about tariffs, economic policy, economic theory, political systems theory, any kind of not any literally anything, education theory, different learning styles and blah blah blah. Like this is the type of that is the type of discussion and middle of the day type of stream of thought where my mind wanders to things that I wonder about. Like one time I talked for about 2.5 hours about the paradox of time travel, where if you leave Earth and arrive, and you leave Earth going twice the speed of light and arrive at a place 100 light years away, you get there in 50 years, but the light that left that place takes 100 years to get here. So you're literally rewriting the information after it's been sent. So there's a 50-year time gap from when you show up to when the new information starts coming out. Anyway, these afternoon live streams are fun. They're unpredictable. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I do know that I'll be bottling whiskey, so pop in, join us, whatever. All right, let's spin the wheel. Bzzz, doom. Wyatt Earp, you're out. You're another new guy. First time listener, long time caller. Sorry to see you go on your first spin. Glory. I had a rousing discussion one time with a dude talking about William Hall. You won last time. What was you last time, wasn't it? All right, William, get in my emails. Give me an address. I'll send you a bottle. Let me know. You know my emails. Info at. It's on the channel. It's on the website. There you go. Info at oldhumbledistilling.com. Get into my belly. No, I'm kidding. Get into my emails. Let me know. I think I may already have your address. Maybe not. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, it's midnight. I'm exhausted. It is time for you to go to bed, but it's also definitely time for me to go to bed. I don't care what you do. You don't have to go to bed. I'm not the boss of you. You don't have to answer to me. You can do whatever the hell you want, honestly. But I have to get up early in the morning, and I have a lot of math to do tomorrow. I'll probably see you in the afternoon. Like I said, hit that the bell, the notification bell, so that you know when I'm going live. You'll see me tomorrow, or Thursday, one of those two. Anyway, I really do appreciate you guys coming out, getting into chat, making this a lively show. Give me somebody to talk to and something to talk about. It makes it worth doing. It really does. If I weren't so exhausted, I would probably blather on about some more stuff. But hey, it's tomorrow. It's time for me to go. I got the lighting squared away. I think this looks good. I think we have a good looking studio at this point. I'm pretty satisfied with this. Anyway, I'm the Old Humble Guy. Find us at oldhumbledistilling.com. Order online, have it shipped to your door, or find us locally in about 60 locations in the Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin. Actually, it's about 90 locations in the Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin area. We will soon be coming into Louisiana. Big stuff happening this year. Y'all continue to be awesome to each other. Nobody should treat you better than you treat you. Cheers to all of you, and good night. Where's the damn button? There it is. Oops, it's supposed to be that.